The thing about efforting, how Esther Hicks and Abraham talk about it, or insistence, which is how Bashar discusses it, it's the same thing. Um, in my understanding, because there's an understanding of this, a lot of opinions regarding this, you can feel 10 stadiums. But from what I've gathered, um, I come from a people pleasing background. So usually my understanding is filtered through the not having power and gaining power. So my understanding of those two words, the effort and insistence, relate to this inability to be comfortable with what is, relate to not having the capacity to sit down for a second and see if what you have done or what you have been doing inside coincides with what's going on outside. Because if you have no idea of what you're intentioning, then the outside becomes something you don't understand. And in that confusion, you effort and intent more understanding, and you do more things, and you acquire more techniques. But the only technique that you need to apply when you're in that state is to let go. Because what you're saying when you enter a space and you want to change everything about it, you're labeling it as wrong. And I know that if anybody can relate to being labeled as wrong, it doesn't feel good. It's not comfortable and it's not helpful. It doesn't help. You actually strip away the information that can be helpful from any circumstance in any situation by labeling it as wrong. So, what you're supposed to do is stop insisting. And if you can't, then realize why. In my case, it was sort of easy to understand why, because I had the momentum of a very efforting family members reminding me to be more effortless. And I also grew up in corporate. So it was very difficult for me to strip away the idea that I'm worth what somebody's willing to pay for my hour. When you don't know what I'm capable of in that hour. What if in that hour I'm kind of have diarrhea? I'm not gonna be at my best with that. You know what I mean? It's something that has become a rule, but in that rule, the efforting and insisting is literally keeping you separate from what you're efforting for.